Rumors spreading round in that Texas town about the shack outside the game. You know what I'm talking about. Just let me know if you wanna go to that whole mile on the range. They got a lot of nice girls.
Hello and welcome back, everybody. Week 4 already. I can't believe it. We are here at Road Atlanta, kicking it off with the MX-5s as always. Thank you for joining us here this evening. Just in the final minute of practice, just trying to get some of those championship standings going now that we have a few races under our belts this beautiful Season 8. It has been a good one thus far. Woo! Running one of everyone's favorites here at Road Atlanta, and appreciate everyone for showing up, even if you are sick of this and you ran Le Petit Le Mans. We're doing Le Petit Le Mans here with the little MX-5. Should be a good draft fest around here. Not too many super hard braking zones. This is one of them, though. You gotta be brave around there. So let's check it out as we are switching. Oh, 121 the track temp is up there, dropping to 95 for our qualifying session. We got 10 minutes solo qualifying in this class. Oh, somebody almost left the pits there. We got Brian on track already. And we are running 2 different classes today. And so there should be a little bit of mix up in the pace there. Oh, of course, it's so tiny on this one. Quick peek over at the championship points real quick. Andre Garcia followed by Troy Banks and Robbie Campbell are the top points leaders in that class there. I think it is Craig Ream who is leading the old schools followed by Kevin Sandiego and Donovan Smith. We have a little moment real quick. Let's see if we can't bump up those sizes for anyone who just had any cataract surgery out there. Kent, I will walk you through every step of the race. Don't worry, buddy, I got you. And I'm going to see if I might be able to get to that mid-race. Meanwhile, here is Brian coming across the line for his first time. Here is Kevin Sandiego, who is pretty quick around here in that old machine. Troy Banks, one of those points leaders we were just talking about, currently sitting in second place. And the software, I have it set on automatic right now. Can't quite decide who it wants to film coming across the line. Here's Richard Swindell's coming downhill for the first time, just trying to keep it on track, heat up those tires. Probably not quite flat out through that section at all. And first across the line, actually, it's John Miller, quickest overall at the moment. He's in one of those old clunkers. Robbie Campbell follows him, actually. Robbie currently third in the 2015 Model Championships. And Roman Bykov, who is a race winner this season in the MX-5, is currently in second place. Not quite in the 137s yet, though. And that track temp may be feeling a little bit better to some of these drivers than they were expecting in practice, able to mix up the grid a little bit. And we have nearly 6 minutes on the clock. A whole bunch of times as we see Robbie Campbell just spin it out there. Kelly Greenhoe going fastest overall, though, really scorching on that last lap, going even faster out there with a 137.5. And Bjorn just sitting out there on the grid. I hope everything is well, Bjorn. Roman Bykoff, as I was saying, creeping into those 137s. Now, John Miller still fastest overall. Here comes Kevin Sandiego. He's going pretty quick out there, but looks like he has an off track or did it on purpose, as he may have to start from the back of the grid, having been a podium winner last week. And Jedi is back as well, as he's hauling down the back straight. Troy Banks all the way down here in 10th. He's second in the standings. Just running good, clean races, I guess. It doesn't seem to have the speed out there tonight. Just barely in the top 10 there. Oh, and there's Mason coming across the line, taking it away. And then there's Kelly, who drops into the 136s just to show us how it is done. What a killer lap that was. Comes Mason again. His sector 1 wasn't great. He's really going to have to sling it around track. Roman not finding that late pace. Robbie Campbell down here in 4th. Unable to go any faster. Oh, and then Brandon Bachman out of nowhere, getting up to 2nd place with a 137 flat. And these tires starting to heat up. 2 minutes remaining. And qualifying, still have a few guys to come across to give us a clean lap. Jedediah is one of them. Justin Atchison hopping up 1 spot to 12th. Kevin Sandiego still messing around out there. And Brandon and Kelly return to the pit lane. Brent is on the board. I don't think Mason's going to be able to go any faster with that one. Looked like it wasn't a clean one anyways for him. Roman Bykoff coming down the hill. He's got 1 purple sector, 1 green sector out there. He might be able to get himself onto the front row. He's really tossed it around the corners. Currently sitting in 4th with 30 seconds to go. Jedediah gets himself up to 5th when he sets a time. Roman almost gets up to that front row. He's 3/10 off it, though. He will sit in 3rd and have that inside to the first couple turns. And what an event, as Bjorn manages to finish 12th, standing still. Here comes Justin Atchison right at the death. He's going to move up just 1 spot. Bryson Lee hops up to 15th right at the death. And that's probably just going to do it for our qualifying session. Now everybody cross their fingers and see if I copied over the... Nope, didn't copy the code correctly at all. Way to go, man. And these poor old eyes. Not going to be liking this. We got Kelly Greenhoe and Brandon Bachman on the front row. John Miller is the lone... I thought we were going to start gridding them by class, but who knows. John Miller is thrown in there. Roman Bykoff is followed by Mason Smotherman, Jedediah Babinek, Robbie Campbell, Tony Phillips, Brian Lemke, and Richard Swindells rounding out the top 10. Andrew Cordero is followed by Russell Elizondo, Justin Atchison, and then down in 14th is Bjorn Benches. Troy Banks, followed by Bryson Lee, Darren Dean, David Fendick, Brent Mosing, Kevin Sandiego down there, Andre Garcia down there, Matthew Adkins, Benjamin Syke, Kenny Teal, Bryce Carter, Sean Giroux, Paul Metzger, Ty Johnson, Jordan Johnson, And Nick Love is going to round out the top 30 drivers. Then we got Elliot Gorberg, Frank Sims, Craig Reeb, and Donovan Smith. What a grid. Good heavens. We are just about ready to get going. I think we're going to do a full pace lap out here. And we're just about ready to get moving here. And this one's going to be a 40-minute race. No pit stops necessary. Tuesdays and Thursdays race will be hour-long races. So requiring a few more pit stops from the... Should be a good one. And here we're just about ready to roll. All eyes on Yoshi on the front, and he is off. The whole pack having to make their way around the final turn downhill safely. And they're spread out about 4 wide, trying to cover to that inside. Oh, getting a little tap from, looks like John Miller on the back side of him. Brandon Bachman to the left of John Miller. And coming down to T3, the first real braking zone. John and Brandon still side by side. Brandon gets a little out of shape going wide. Then he's followed by Mason Smotherman there, coming down the hill. And everybody's going to keep it together. Kelly Greenhoe fighting to keep the lead of the overall race as John Miller is pressuring him at the front of the field on the first lap. Richard Swindell has Brian Lemke right behind him. He's going to lead that little train out onto the straights. Getting real wild in the back there. It looked like Sean Giroux. And Russell's going to take, or that's Andrew Cordero, excuse me. He's going to be to the outside down here on Brian. And Kelly Greeno still with the lead of the race. Oh, and John Miller's getting pushed out onto the grass. He's going to come back on and back in fourth position now. Brandon Bachman is starting to close on Kelly, and off again goes John Miller, who's just pushed out by these guys who are racing for class. Says, get out of here with this. And a little pushing and shoving here and there. And here's Craig Ream and Frank Sims going side by side down the S's. That's one way to do it. And here's with Craig on the outside of this turn, somehow keeping it together. And Kelly's going to lead him out onto the back straight again. Here's Kevin Sandiego, who's moved through the field. And the leading pack, first four cars pretty much all within a second there. And a great little battle here. And getting a little bit of the bump draft there from Brandon, trying to get away from this pack perhaps. Thinks he can take Kelly on his own, but he wants to separate from Roman and Mason behind. The top four, the top four in this class, as they were anyways, as John Miller drops down 3 places overall, but still in the lead for class. Oh, and Roman Bykoff somehow getting all the speed out of there, and they're going to go 3 wide into T1 as Mason takes to the inside. And Roman really aggressive there. He's going to give Brandon a little pop to the outside, and Brandon's going to fall down again as Robbie's going to sneak through. And Roman is not giving that up at all. He goes all the way up to second place, and Robbie's fighting there too. John Miller getting involved in the back of this little pack, but this has allowed Kelly Greenhoe, as poor Brandon was just bump drafting with him at the beginning. Last time we went down this straight, or the back straight. It's now all the way back to 5th place here. And Mason takes to the inside here. Let's see if he's going to be able to outbrake him. Oh, and there's John Miller shooting off in the background. He's going to come back on track. Luckily, not so wild. And he's going to lose a couple more as Tony Phillips comes soaring over the top there. He takes to the inside of John and has to get out of it. But what on earth went on there? Just dipped a wheel, outbraked himself, something like that. And here's Andre taking to the inside of Benjamin. He's almost just got that one done. Ooh, Benjamin's gonna hold on. And Jedediah getting out of shape there. Darren Dean gets past. So does Benjamin. And that's the battle for the final podium place in the old class. Back up top for second place, Mason just barely holding on. But they're making a little bit of time on Kelly, gap down to 1.8. Oh, and a little bit of contact behind there. Wonder what just happened. Ooh, and oh, Robbie to the inside a little bit. Sends Roman wide. Brandon Bachman's also going to get in there. And all this pushing and shoving is starting to break up the front pack a little bit. Kelly Greenhoe back to 2 seconds up top. Mason Smotherman has 1.2 on Brandon Bachman. And then it's 1.4 back to Roman. And that's going to put Craig up into those podium positions. Let's see if he's not able to hold that spot. And Andre Garcia with all the speed here. And he's able to get both of those places with that killer slipstream down the back straight. There's a whole mess of cars going into T1 at the moment. Mixed class racing here. As there's Kevin Sandiego trying to cut through the field. John Miller is actually leading this little pack now. And so Kevin now has his eyes on the lead of the race. He's pushing Tony Phillips out of the way, going down the S's here as he's got buck fever as he sees John Miller down the road. Can't believe it. And we are now a breathless 10 minutes in. Been a pretty cool race thus far. 1.7 up the road is the leader of this class. Did these guys switch classes? Or are they still riding the old class? I can't even tell no more. Yeah, that I thought. Kind of like the updated one. I don't even know anymore. But the battle for second is closing up. There's Brandon Bachman, Mason Smotherman, and Roman Bykoff yet again. And there's John Miller. And there's Kevin Sandiego. Yeah, I dare say those guys switch classes. So maybe all battling for position here in class. And Troy still glued to the back of Bjorn's car. Andrew Cordero and Brian Lemke still going side by side into T3. Oh, Brandon Bachman not looking very good at the top of the hill, it looks like. And he's just going to screw everybody up coming downhill here. Oh, that's not what you wanted to do at all. We wanted to see what was going on with Brian. Make sure everybody made it through. If I can. Brandon, that's who we're going for. Brandon. And here he is, just drifting it around and into the wall all on his own accord. That's a bit of a bummer. Here is a lot of cars, all in the same little spot going into T1. Look more like a race start. And Troy Banks has got one position done there. Even Richard Swindells is thinking about making a move around the outside. But he's actually going to lose out a bit of time as a result of that. And there's Kevin, who has gotten above John, working towards the front of the grid. Jedi, who hasn't had an awesome race. Looks like he's down about 8-9 positions. There's a little bumper banging going on here. He's going to get by Troy Banks fairly easily there. And they have managed to catch the podium sitters. And Kevin is up into the podium. He's guaranteed another back to front challenge if he stays there. John has followed him up there as they've increased the top speed of the Miata down the straight. John. And he sneaks to the inside. He's going to turn Mason around and send him into the wall. And that's a bummer. It looked like there was definitely some room on the right there. There was definitely enough room to be had. Getting dumped. But Kelly is just chilling up top. He's got 3 seconds. So, I mean, Kevin San Diego is coming. So there's that. But for the most part, he's just had a pretty quiet race, 22 minutes in. Oh, and Jedediah, and looking like Andrew Cordero there. It's into T3 there. Andrew got a little loose on the curbing, and Jedediah didn't give him any room there. He cut the corner, and he's going to get the slowdown penalty, but coming off way worse was Mr. Cordero there, who jumped to the pits. He's going to probably have to retire. John Miller somehow now 3 seconds off of Roman Bykoff, not able to stay with those guys. Robbie Campbell trying to make a move now on him, maybe suffering a little bit. I'm sure that incident with Mason probably slowed him down a good bit. Richard getting the job done here. Maybe. Yep. And then 3 wide. Jedediah going around the outside there. Then Bjorn, Andre, and Troy. Frank has had off track that we can't even see. What happened there? Oh, and going off just before, just outside the chicane there. Almost 3 wide into T3 here. And they're going to stay as they were, except for Jedediah going off track a little bit in that braking zone. Not loving that one. And Bryce dropping the anchor a little bit later there, trying to smother off the entire intersection. Minutes later, that lead of Kelly's has been chopped down to 1.8. And poor old Brandon Bachman has got a shined up car here. He's battling with Kenny Teal for 15th place. Kelly Greenhouse still in the lead, but he's got Kevin San Diego closing quickly. Roman Bykoff is in third. And looks like we got John Miller back here in fourth. And Mason Smotherman not having an awesome race, having some more issues towards the end. Just about 10 minutes to go here. Couple extra off tracks, why not? Add them to the list. Jedediah on the back of Richard Swindells, both drivers running inside the top 10 at the moment. And the gap for the lead is dwindling. And Kelly is just holding on. Oh, and John Miller just sets it anywhere. Just absolutely anywhere. Might as well just book it across there and deal with the slowdown penalty as best you can. Keep Robbie behind him. Andre Garcia to the inside of Benjamin here. He just gives him a little shunt to the outside. Says later. And looks like Robbie's going to make it around the outside to the bottom of the hill. And down the back straight, looks like the gap is closing again. This time definitely within reach, 0.2. And Kevin is into the lead. Dang. And poor Kelly, he ran a great race for 32.5 minutes. He's still running a great race. It's just Kevin is running a fantastic race today. Has loads of pace here at Road Atlanta. It's such a fun track, so much overtaking as we've seen here. All sorts of fun elevation change. Big long straightaway. And Sean very late on the inside there. And Jedediah running in 8th. Now he's cleared Richard Swindells, who's down to 10th. Justin Atchison there. Brian Lemke in trouble. And the lead not totally done and dusted, as the slipstream is so powerful here. Kelly can just hang out in the draft and more or less hope to make a last dash move, but he's got to stay with him for the rest of the lap. And Benjamin just popping in and out there. And maybe some of that lap traffic coming into play, as Kelly is not done with this race yet. He's going to give Kevin a run for his money and at least try to push him into a mistake. And he's giving this turn up. He's actually got the run on him. Kevin is being very respectful. He doesn't want to undo all that hard work in the blink of an eye. But they are just rocketing up to the back of Bryce Carter there. We'll see how that comes into play as we exit the bottom of the hill. And there's cars all over the track. There's Donovan Smith in the background in another class getting a little loose. And Kevin's going to try to the inside here. And Kelly should just follow him right on through. Kevin gets to the more important line. And Bryce really being a huge cork in the bottle there. Kelly gets a good enough exit. And Kevin Sandiego just hangs it out. Just good enough to hold on to that spot. John Miller in the braking zone. And side by side, I don't know if he's going to be able to keep this one. And Kevin Sandiego able to make a little gap on Kelly, and John is back up to fourth. For just a moment, as Robbie does the cutback there. He's methane powered. And now coming up on the back of Elliot Gorberg, who's in the other class. Exactly what had happened to Gelly Greenhoe there. He was right on the back of him. Something happened. It's almost like he just disappeared. And now he's 3.5 behind. He's got Roman Bykov for company to fight over second as we're going to go into our white flag lap here. And it's still fighting for fourth of these two. Something awkward happened there, coming on to the back straight. Oh, and Russell is not looking so hot. Let's see what had happened. Oh, it looks like he's already kind of bashed up here. And that'll do it as he gets put into the wall. But there is your new race leader permanently. That's Kelly Greenhoe there, and Roman Bykov has fallen off. He's going to take third this race. Richard Swindell's with his last effort. And Jedediah unable to force the issue there. And that's how they're going to stack up. Still a couple little battles to wrap up here on track. And here comes Bryson Lee to the inside of Sean Giroux. And he's gotten through. There's Paul Metzger on Mason Smotherman. Right at the end of the race, we didn't think Mason would be fighting off 21st spot. Come the end, oh, and he's fighting real hard as he gets shoved off track right at the end. Add a little injury to insult. And woof, congratulations to our podium winners here, Kevin Sandiego, Kelly Greenhoe, and Roman Bykov. And I think that'll be everybody across the line. And John Miller really wants to get into that picture. Cannot help himself. As we try to get our race results up. And oh goodness, they are so tiny for me. Why haven't I copied this script over to this one yet? We got Kevin Sandiego taking the race win, followed by Kelly Greenhoe, John Miller wrapping. Oh, I thought it would have been maybe something happened for Roman Bykov. It says he's in 14th, although I don't think that is what happened. John Miller was in 4th, I thought, followed by Robbie Campbell, Tony Phillips, Jedediah Babinek, Brian Lemke, Justin Atchison. Richard Swindell's actually finished out the top 10. Bjorn Benches, followed by Andre Garcia, Benjamin Syke, Brandon Bachman, Roman Bykov, Kenny Teal, Matthew Adkins, Bryson Lee, Sean Giroux. We're all mixed up down there, aren't we? Brent Mosing, Paul Metzger, Mason Smotherman, Russell Elizondo, Bryce Carter, David Fendick, Troy Banks, Andrew Cordero. Or those guys actually will not score any points. And for my old eyes to stress over one more time, let's see if we can't bring up the point standings. Well, what I'd like to see, there we go, is this class. Let's run down. First, Andre Garcia staying up top, Robbie Campbell up to 2nd place, Bjorn up to 3rd, followed by Brian Lemke, Kelly Greenhoe, Richard Swindell, Roman Bykov, Troy Banks, Matthew Adkins, and Benjamin Syke, completing the top 10 for those guys. Craig Ream retaining the lead of this championship, followed by Donovan Smith. Kevin Sandiego has actually dropped out of this one. Elliot Gorberg and Nick Love unable to pick up good points today, even though I think he came in 2nd. anyways, make sure you hit that thumbs down button before you leave. We're going to see you right back here for an hour on Tuesday, followed by an hour on Thursday. We will see you then, everybody. Take it easy out there.